Hi.
There. Hello, everyone. Thanks for your patience. Welcome to Around Town TV. My name is Carla Berlin, and Minnesota's Lifestyle and Business Experts. We are the longest airing television community showcase featuring the best kept secrets, businesses, organizations, and people. And I'm so honored tonight to have on the show nationally known beauty and lifestyle expert, as well as for your global beauty call podcast. Janice, how do you say? I've always just said McQueen, but I don't think that's correct, right? Janice
McQueen Ward, like Steve McQueen or Alexander McQueen. Yeah.
Oh, yes. The gentleman who says.
Although there was a time when people thought I was Janice the Queen Ward because they misunderstood it, and I was like, I'll take that.
No, I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, and the gentleman who says you're in your commercials for your podcast, it's so Janice McQueen, and so I thought, oh, maybe I've been saying it wrong all this time.
It's the French accent, but we all want one of those.
Oh, absolutely.
I know it's a little more exotic than my accent.
Or the Minnesota accent that I always get teased for.
Oh, I love it, don't you know? I can't say it though. That sounds like I'm Scottish or Irish or something. I don't know if I can do accents.
Oh, thank you again. I know how busy your schedule is, so thank you for taking time tonight to be on the show.
I'm so excited to be. I'm actually sharing this on my Facebook page as we speak, guys. I'm so excited to be on your show. You're such a lovely woman.
Yay! Well, likewise. And for those who are wondering how we connected, I was giving you a little bit. I have shared her bio on all of my pages, but I also did a little intro there. But I had the pleasure to meet Janice this past year at her 20-year anniversary as she emceed the Mrs. and Miss United States pageants. For those of you who are familiar, the movie Miss Congeniality, that is this pageant system. And Janice was Mrs. Minnesota just last year, right? No, I said 20. I gave it away.
Yeah, I just won and gave up my title.
Well,
I wish I could be that young.
Well, you could compete today. No, that was the first thing. In fact, when I first saw you at Nationals, I thought, oh, shit, what contestant is she? And then when you introduce yourself, I'm like, wow. So we'll get into some of that too.
I'm an oldie but a goodie.
Yes, you are. You're not old, but you're great. Janice, for those of you that follow me and maybe aren't familiar with your podcast, talk about what inspired you to start the podcast and the type of topics that you cover.
Oh, thank you. Well, Beauty Call Podcast, I started last May of 2019, and it really just sort of came from a place of having been a pageant and a life coach for, over 20 years, I guess now, and just being out there in the public and helping so many women along the way, and men too, with their careers, their interview skills. And I just felt like I wanted a larger voice and that I had a lot to say. And plus, just being completely transparent with you and your audience, is I had gone through a couple of difficult years. I had dealt with a bully situation, which, I know a lot of women go through that situation. And it really did a number on me. But it also made me realize that I'm so fortunate that I have the things that I have and that I've had the experiences that I've had. And having gone through that very difficult time, made me realize that I just cannot put life on hold. I need to do the things that I want to do. And as a performer, as an actor, if you're not getting hired, and I do get hired every now and again, but if you're not getting hired, you find those jobs for yourself. Yeah. So having experience being an actor and a host and doing all the things that I've done, a producer, an event producer, I knew how to put everything together and run a show. So I put it together and I started the show through just a lot of, faith and hope and ideas, and with a great support system. And through that pain, I have been able to develop my passion, which is Beauty Call Podcast, which allows me to meet wonderful women and wonderful men, people like yourself that are just trying to do the best they can in the world, trying to live a legacy. And so that's what I bring. I bring everybody's stories of what they've gone through, whether it's something that is like a bully, like what I went through, or beauty tips, or how to be healthy.
Well, and thank you for being transparent and sharing that bullying story. You're so beautiful and you're so talented. I can only imagine for those who are insecure what that must be like when they're around you and the things that have happened. And there's no excuse for that. But look what you've done. It propelled you into something globally and internationally, and utilizing your talents in a positive way. So and that,
we have listeners all over the world. I have right now a following of in 10 different countries, and that's growing day by day. So it's exciting to be able to share everyone's story and their heart and their passions and their beauty tips and secrets with the world.
well, and I've been following you since I met you, and you have some great guests, and I was fortunate enough to be allowed and honored to be as one of your guests Monday. But you also were talking about some pretty exciting guests coming up. What can we expect, and some of the topics?
I am so excited. I try to find guests that have either a journey that they've been on, or they do have the beauty tips and tricks, or they are fashion, fitness, nutrition experts, or in pageantry. And so it's a little bit of everything about beauty inside and out. And I've had Austin Wright on my show and talked about beauty tips and tricks and makeup. I've had former title holders on my show, yourself as a businesswoman, entrepreneur. But what I'm really excited about is I have guests that are upcoming that are talking about true, like real nutrition, real beauty needs. I mean, it's been a fantastic ride, but I have to admit, I'm really excited about the guests that I have coming up in the next 2 weeks, and that is our reigning Miss America.
Fantastic.
And she's amazing. I was so fortunate to be able to have an hour with her, an hour interview. And so I'll be sharing that with my listeners in the next 2 weeks. And she really talks about Miss America 2.0 and how
wow.
that gap. And it's exciting for me. I love it. Camille is an amazing woman. So I'm looking forward to sharing that interview with all of my listeners.
Well, and I know you're excited about the 2.0 system, and so it'll be great to hear you both. And that's coming up in the next 2 weeks?
Yes, next 2 weeks. Not this coming Monday, but the following Monday.
Great. Any other special topics coming up that you would like to share?
Well, I am one of those who will talk just about anything. I have guests coming up that on the show that will be talking about how to lose weight, which is important, of course, when you want to take better care of yourself, or if you want to enter a pageant and look great in a bikini and you want to do it the right way so that you're healthy about it. I have someone that's on my show that's going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about hormone imbalance. And aging. So all great topics, and more will be coming up. And I have a Miss USA that's going to be on my show as well in the future. I have that scheduled for next month. So that's exciting. So like I said, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of pageant, beauty, nutrition, fitness, and so much more.
Oh, fantastic. I'm excited to tune in and see some of these guests and learn more on many of these topics. Ladies, and gentlemen, if you're watching and that resolution that you made New Year's Eve is starting to fall to the wayside of losing weight, you'll want to tune in. Janice knows what she's talking about, both in nutrition and exercise, beauty inside and out. Well, you're the epitome of it. I mean, you should see she's in fantastic shape. Could have competed against any one of the young women on that stage.
Well, the thing that I do want to share, and again, this is about being honest and transparent. That's what a podcast is. But, the topics that we talk about, the guests that we have, and I don't like to tease too much because I promise I will tease you later on with the different names of the guests going to be on the show. But I really do like to bring home the things that are also concerning me. I'm a woman in my 50s now. And so I'll be honest, I have hypothyroidism. I have a hormone imbalance. Those things that are affecting me, they've been affecting me. Actually, the thyroid condition has affected me since I was in my 30s. So it's not just a disease of someone over a certain age. Topics like this affect all of us, just like bullying can affect anyone of any ages. It doesn't discriminate. Getting in shape and taking care of yourself doesn't discriminate.
No.
The aging process starts once we were born. We start to age, we grow, and you have to take care of yourself. So my show really does sort of cover all of those topics for men and for women. And we do have wonderful, like Jonathan Kane was on my show, and we talked about gown design and his beautiful heart and why he does it. And it's to help us feel more beautiful. So you find out so much from my guests, not only their skills or talents, their tips and their tricks, but I learn about how beautiful their soul is. And I think that's an important part of my podcast is you're surprised when you listen. I had Kelly West on my show, who's very well-known beauty expert. Her products are all over the world.
Mhm.
She is on Shop HQ, HSN, beautiful, beautiful woman, and loved her dearly. We talked about that she lost her grandma most recently and how close she was to her. And she is a new product line that just came out. But,
Wow.
these wonderful men and women that have been on my show, they're so well-rounded. And I think that's what's so great about the form of a podcast and your show as well, is that I'm showcasing what they do for a living, but I'm also showcasing what they do for a passion. And
Right.
the fact that they have found that niche of what makes them thrive. And I think all of
Mhm.
us can learn something from that.
Well, and you a few moments ago touched on aging, and yes, all of us are aging. It's something we can't get away from the day we're born. But could you share some of your beauty tips and tricks with us through that aging process?
Yes, I'll be happy to. And of course, I'll keep it brief. And, I try to share a little bit on each show just so that you get to sort of know what's going on with me too. But the
Mhm.
things that I have learned over the years, especially with getting older, is it's not viewing as aging, even though I will beat myself up sometimes. The fact that I am getting older is I really work harder to take better care of myself. And if I can give you the top tricks, that is exercise. You've
Okay.
got to take care of yourself. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't, no matter what age you are, or if you're preparing for a pageant, you want moderation, exercise moderation. You've got to moisturize. You've got to cleanse properly. You've got to moisturize. And there's many products that I've recommended on my page as well as on my website. I'm happy to share those with
Oh,
you, but just find a product that is holistic, something that is, of course, cruelty free if you can, and something that
mhm.
has affinity for your skin. And everybody's different. So that's why it's hard to give you one blanket type of skincare, but I have many recommendations
Okay.
that you can see on my blog. I also recommend using a vitamin A and a vitamin C cream because, vitamin A is going to help with anti-aging. Vitamin C is going to help regenerate and renew the skin.
Okay.
Of course, most importantly is sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. I was one of those kids that thought that they looked so cool, nice and tan. So I used the baby oil and the iodine, and I'm paying for it now. Even though I've been able to take pretty good care of my face. I was one of those who I covered up my face and the rest of my body was covered with baby oil and iodine. So I'm paying for that so much. So sunscreen, yes.
I was one of those too. I have to. We've got a lot of people. We've got a
Mhm.
lot of people online right now. Hello to Denise, who said hello. Janice,
Hi. Oh,
Janet,
hi, Denise. How are you?
and Bessie Janakakis, Jim, Jamie Lee
Hi.
Gaffney, hello to you as well. Colleen, thank you to all of you who are online and watching this. If you're just tuning in, I am with well-known beauty and lifestyle expert Janice McQueen Ward, who's also a former Mrs. United States. She's well-known for her global podcast called Beauty Call Podcast, where she talks about everything from sex to beauty on the inside, nutrition, exercise, diet. And we're learning a little bit more about her podcast and herself and a little bit about aging and beauty tips and trips. Excuse me. And I also want to touch on, if you are open to it, a little bit about the pageant coaching you do.
Oh, of course. And I do want to throw in one more beauty
Okay.
tip for
Yes,
everybody. I
please.
think this is something that, you don't hear beauty experts talk about this so much. And of course, we could talk about skincare, sunscreen, taking care of your hair, nutrition, fitness, all that till the cows come home. We could talk forever about that. But the most important thing about aging is your attitude.
Mhm.
And if you have a young attitude and you love life and you put others before yourself and make that the most important thing in your day and have a young attitude, don't let anyone ever tell you that you're too old for something. Always feel young and lift yourself up and have that great attitude, then that will make you younger than ever. And I feel like that I have a youthful attitude. People come up to me all the time and people honestly will come up to me and tell me what age they think that I am, and it's hilarious. But I'll take it, and it's wonderful when someone does make me feel better because I act like a silly, crazy young person, And I think that is the attitude that you need to have, regardless of your age. Act young, and you will be.
That is such
All
a
right.
good point. And when I first met you last summer, and I am attending this national pageant, I was on the national team. I get there, and in my mind, because I've been doing this 42 years, I still think like I'm in my teens and early 20s. And it didn't dawn on me till I got there. I expected everybody that was running the pageant to be old like me. I'm 52, and a lot of my followers and viewers know that. And when I got there and I realized all these young kids, and in fact, I used to say to someone, "Oh, I could be your mom," and then I realized I could be your grandma. One little girl goes, "Yeah, my grandma's, was like 5 years younger than me," and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So to your point, I just never, my mind never grew up.
Number. It's just a number. That's all it is.
Yes, absolutely. No, thank you for that. And any other tips or tricks that you wanted to touch on?
Well, that's the most important is having that young attitude, taking care of your skin. And again, if you reach out to me, please reach out to me on Facebook at Janice McQueen Ward or at Beauty Call Podcast. And I'm happy to give you some different product recommendations. And just like with pageant coaching, I don't like to blanket it and say, use this product, use this product, use this product. Every skin type is different. Every person is different. So your fitness, your nutrition, your health, your skincare, your hair is all fine-tuned to who you are. There are some basic recommendations that I do recommend, of course, how to cleanse your skin and tone it and moisturize and sunscreen and the vitamin C. Those to me, you have to do that. You have to exfoliate. You have to add sunscreen. There's certain things that are the basic what I call beauty 101. But then it's different based on where you live, what age you are, what your routine is. And so, you want to have that accountability to reach out to someone that is an expert. I'm happy to help with any of those. And I do have some favorite products, and I use very affordable products. I love Cetaphil. I love Golden Door. I love SkinCeuticals, and those are 3 variants from less expensive to middle expensive to very expensive. So there's something for every single person out there. There's no excuse in not taking care of your skin. That is the largest organ on our body. You must take care of it, and likely with your hair too. And it shows up on your hair if you don't take care of your skin, and it shows up in how you feel if you don't take care of who you are. So fitness, nutrition, and health is all of our experts on my show talk about that. Definitely every person's just a little bit different, and I'm happy to help any way that I can.
Oh, fantastic. And for those watching, I will tag Janice in this once this is done, and to make sure that you're able to find her. And if you comment, she'll see those comments as well. And she has shared this to her pages.
There is one little thing I will add. It's just like a little fun, like aging tip. Okay.
Yes.
So you really want to know some of the scoop. Okay. So there's a couple of products that I highly recommend for those of us that are over 40 that are listening.
Okay.
There is this brand called SIO Beauty, SIO Beauty, that makes a silicone patch, and there's many silicone patches out there that help with scar tissue. Like if you have a scar and you want to heal yourself, it's the same philosophy, and you can wear that where you might wrinkle the most, like around your eyes, around your lips. And there's also one for the décolleté, and I use that every single night. It's very affordable. Happy to share it with you if you message me. But it's SIO Beauty, and they make a décolleté pad. You wear that. It's really good when you are showing your décolleté in a dress. And I highly recommend. And of course, the eye patches or the mouth patches are good for both men and for women. Very affordable, and it's a little tip or trick that helps you look even younger than you are.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Well, and we were starting to switch gears into the pageant world, which is kind of how our paths crossed as well, beauty and, of course, media. I think our paths have crossed for many years, but I got to meet you formally. And I know you've done a lot of pageant coaching. We were talking about this the other day of when people compete as a little girl or a teenager or in the Miss division, and then transferring that or transitioning to the Misses. Can we touch on that a little bit, since you were a coach and you work with a lot of women on that?
Yes, thank you. That is a great question. And sometimes one of the hardest things to teach someone is to understand the difference between age groups. And we don't like to think that we have to change who we are. I'm a big believer in being authentic to yourself and having an authentic voice. And, but that does take some training and some work to find your true authentic. You don't want someone else's authentic voice. You want your own. And as you age, when you start, whether you compete starting as a teenager like I did, or you start as like a toddler, as you go through different age ranges, of course, the fashion's going to change. Even as you start competing in one category, things change throughout the years, and you have to keep up with the trend. Extremely important to keep up with the trend. But as you go from a teen to a miss, or a miss to a Mrs., or a Mrs. to an MS maybe, or a miss to an MS, every division is ever so slightly different. But I am going to give you one little trick as you're going from, like, say, a miss to a Mrs. or an MS to a Mrs. Is if you can remember one thing, and one thing outside of learning that authentic voice, is you have to remember it's no longer about the me, it's about the we.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest tidbit that I can give you, that so many women, because I'm known, even though I'm known for all ages, I'm really known for Mrs. Coaching. And I think that is the one element of coaching that I provide, my winners with, is that once they understand that it's not about them competing, because when you're a teen or a miss or a Ms, you're competing and you're on your own, you're solo. But
Mm-hmm.
for Mrs, you have that husband, that significant other,
Yes.
and sometimes even a family. And so you have to make your baseline commitment to what you're doing around the family nucleus and make that me transition into a we. And if you do that, that is it's a great foundation from which to build.
Oh, that's such great advice. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
You also shared how to win a pageant in 3 simple steps, which we know. I'm like, what? That's all it is, because we both know how much it can be.
Well, it's a lot simpler than people think. It's also a lot harder than people think. People think that pageantry is like, oh, she just needs to be pretty, and then she can win a pageant, or she just needs to be tall, she just needs to be thin, and that's so I would never win anything. I never would have won anything if it was about being tall and being the prettiest, because I was always that girl next door. I'm still that girl next door, and I'm 5'4" on a good hair day,
Oh, yeah, I'm 5'1" on a good hair day. So there you go.
I look taller because of my stance and my confidence, and I appear taller on stage. People think that I'm at least 5'7", which is fantastic. But this is something that I had to learn throughout the years, and it's part of the tips and the tricks that I teach you when I am your pageant coach. But really, there's three fundamental things in pageantry that I like to teach, and then we build upon that. And that's first, learning your mission and your reason behind entering anything. No matter what age you are, no matter what division you're in, no matter what pageant you're going out for, the underlying mission and reason needs to be the same. And if you work on that mission statement, you will find your passion, you will find your purpose, you will find your platform, you will find your performance, and you will find your appearances. So all of that comes from having that baseline mission statement. Secondly, is that you need to have an action plan. We all are busy people. We're either working for someone else or working for ourselves, or we're in school. On some level, you are working towards that next step in your life, whether it's to graduate school, whether it's to get that promotion at work, or to get a job, or to run that family. So all of that is that next step. We all have goals and dreams, right?
Right.
But if you make a goal and you make a dream and you have a wish, if you don't do anything about it, if you just wish for that, I'll just get in the best shape I possibly can. I'll look fantastic in swimsuit. I'll have the best hair and makeup and all of that. But then if you don't have an action plan, then you're not going to be successful at pageantry. So you have to have the mission, the purpose. You have to have the action plan and put that into action. And then last but not least is you have to have accountability. And everything that you do, if you have accountability for your actions, you have accountability for your mission statement, and have accountability for how you're preparing, then you will succeed. And accountability is where I come in. I help with all 3 of those baseline foundation of pageantry, but the accountability is what I am great at and will keep you on point. Just like a trainer helps you get in shape, and a nutritionist will help you find the best diet for your body type, a pageant coach and a life coach is going to help you stay accountable to those dreams, to that action plan, and to your mission statement.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But not so simple.
Right. But it, by simplifying it down to those 3 things, each one, there's a lot involved, but that really, I'm impressed. And that, what I love too most about those 3 things is, and we talked about this on your podcast, those 3 things will help you for after pageants and your next goal?
Absolutely. We all love pageants. I grew up with my watching Miss America with my mom as a very young girl, and was always intrigued because I was in talent. I'm a singer and a flautist and an actor. So of course I fell in love with that. Plus I was only a little girl, so I was so short. I never was tall enough, I
Mhm.
felt, to do the Miss USA.
Yeah.
So I naturally just went into the Miss America program, and that's where I honed my ability for public speaking, for performing live on stage, and it just went from there. And then I learned that transition process
Mhm.
very quickly because, well, it was important to me. And I got married fairly young, so I wanted to transition and continue with, what I feel is an amazing, program, and that's being in Mrs. Pageantry.
Yeah.
But it's really just taking those three basic steps, those three simple steps. And if you're out there and you're not doing that just yet, it's okay.
Right.
Guess what? You can backtrack,
Yeah.
and you can find that you have success in one pageant, maybe not in the other. And that's when you backtrack and you rethink what you're doing. And
Mhm.
if you take those three simple steps and build upon them, you will get there.
Well, and I appreciate you sharing all of the little tips and tricks that you have. Was there anything other than, I know you have a special offer, but was there anything else that we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about or share? I know we've had a lot of people following online and several comments, and I appreciate those who have tuned in. For those who are just tuning in, our special guest is beauty and lifestyle expert Janice McQueen Ward, also known for her your international beauty call podcast, and we're lucky enough to have her on tonight. And we met through the United States pageants, but it's been fun to learn more about you and what your show is and your background and all of the things you've shared tonight. And we really appreciate you taking time to do that.
Oh, well, thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm really excited to be on your show and to talk, have a platform to talk about my podcast. I do want to let everyone know that in addition to Camille Schreier, Miss America, going to be
Mhm.
live on my podcast that first Monday in February, which is very exciting. Don't worry, I'll be teasing plenty enough on social media. You'll know what is happening. And so I'm a great guest. You were a great guest, and I have some fantastic guests coming on our show talking about basically anything about beauty inside and out. So it's wonderful. And I
Yes.
love having pageant guests as well, because that's basically, that's one of my major loves. But
Yes.
I'm a featured speaker for beauty and wellness at the Podfest Expo that will be in
Oh.
Orlando, Florida. And
Mhm.
that's going to be the first Saturday in March. So I'm really excited about that. If you are in the Florida area and you want to come hear me speak, I would love that. But that's just the one of many upcoming appearances that I have throughout the year that I'm going to be sharing my beauty tips and tricks, and health and wellness tricks with my listeners, and with the thousands and thousands of people that'll be traveling all over the world just to attend this one function, this one expo. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
And
And that's coming up when in
that's
Florida?
going to be that first, I'm sorry, the first Saturday in March. I had to think about the
Oh,
dates. It's going to be the whole week of March 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I will be speaking on March the 7th. So I'm really excited. And that's
perfect.
in Orlando, Florida, and it's called Podfest Expo. Um, it's the largest expo in the world.
Wow. Well,
For people that are
congrats.
podcasters. So I'm really excited to be honored with being a beauty and health and wellness expert for a panel that's going to be speaking that day. So I'm excited. So Beauty Call Podcast is doing very well. And then I do have a gift with purchase.
Okay.
Anybody that wants to visit me on my website, which you can go to janicemcqueen.com or beautycallpodcast.com, you'll
Mhm.
be able to get in touch with me if you have any questions about any of my beauty tips, or to find out what guests are going to be on my show, or to listen to any of my podcasts. We just celebrated our 40th episode, which is exciting. But
Congrats.
if you sign up just to get the occasional email, I really don't email you very often, just to let you know when I have a special guest on that might be in a subject that you want to hear about,
Mhm.
or any giveaways that I might have. So you're talking about maybe once a month, I might send you an email. But if you sign up for that so that you just know what's going on with my podcast, I will be sending you my famous practice interview questions for pageantry.
Oh,
So that is a $75 item that is going to be given to you free just by signing up and occasionally hearing from Janice McQueen Ward.
Well, that's fantastic. And if there's somebody who's watching who's not interested in pageants, but you're interested in beauty and fitness and health and wellness, you still want to get your hands on those questions, because those type of questions prepare you for any job interview, any presentation. If you can handle that type of questions and practicing through those, trust me, you will be set for a job interview, for presentation, for a lot of the things that people are now required to do on social media, new media. So don't think, oh, well, if it's not pageanty and I don't like pageants, I don't compete. No,
Well,
trust.
thank you for mentioning that. And that is a really good point that I should have mentioned. And anybody that, I guess I think that everybody knows me, but not everybody knows me.
And they do.
I'm not the
Yeah.
least pageanty person out there. I'm pageanty, but I'm not pageanty. So
Right.
when I prepare anyone for pageants and I work with them, we do cover the beyond that. So it's questions that you'll use, practice questions to help you learn more about who you are as a person, to help prepare you for that interview. So whether it is a job interview or pageant interview, trust me, you'll be prepared. This helps with what I call the warm up before you go into the interview process. So thank you for that.
Oh, you are welcome. A lot of people pageants are big in the South and various parts of the country, California. They're not as big in Minnesota. We do have that group of people, and everybody knows who you are, and especially through the home shopping networks, because we're stationed here and you've worked here in town.
Yeah.
But for those who are going, well, but everyone seems to be interested, especially nowadays, in beauty tips and tricks and health and wellness and eating right, nutrition, but those type of questions, as you just stated, how they can help you for work interviews and just preparing you for other endeavors.
Absolutely.
So, great. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you thought our viewers should know?
No, I think that's it. Just, keep tuning in. A Beauty Call podcast is on all platforms. And if you, on your phone, you can actually download an app that is a podcast app. And so you'll find me that way. You can also find me on Apple Podcast or iTunes. You can find me if you have an Android phone, that's Google Podcast. I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. Really, honestly, every single platform where you can listen to music. You can also listen to podcasts, and that's how you can find me. And if you could reach out to me, I would love that. On social media, I'm at Janice McQueen Ward and at Beauty Call Podcast. You can reach me either way. And I'm on all social media platforms. And I do welcome, whether you are in the beauty, wellness, fitness, nutrition, pageant, whatever business you are in, or whatever interest you have, or whatever problem or challenge you might be going through. I want to hear from you, and because I do look to my listeners and my following for suggestions. Every single suggestion that's come my way, I have done my best to get experts on my show to talk about that. And so my goal moving forward is to continue that and have some Facebook Live segments like this as well, where we reach out to you and you guys can ask questions live. And I love that forum as well. So please reach out to me with your suggestions and who you'd like to hear, because, Miss America is coming up. We have Miss USA, a former Miss USA, on our show next month. So many great things coming up, but I'm always looking for great ideas and great guests. So.
And you're available for speaking, to be hired for speaking engagements and emceeing and that sort of thing as well, correct?
I love it. As you can probably tell, I love to talk. I'm not afraid to say that. I absolutely love it. I'm not shy in the least bit.
No.
So I love emceeing. I love judging. I love being involved. And of course, I love coaching. I just love helping people and being involved in pageantry or speaking on a topic. But what I'm known for is, of course, pageantry and beauty. But I am, of course, nutrition, wellness, and especially having gone through the hypothyroidism. I've done a lot of research, so I'm very well knowledge. I've talked to many nutritionists who says I know my stuff. So if you have any questions, if you're going through something, just know that I am here for you, and I would love to, recommend a show for you to listen to, or maybe get another guest that might help you with what you're going through.
Oh, thank you. And for those of you who are tuning in and missed part of it, I will tag her if you want to reach out to her for anything that we've talked about. Also comment, because we will both see the comments here, and I can make sure that you get to Janice. I'm so delighted that you were on the show. I'm just so glad our paths crossed last summer. We have so many similarities, but then we have things that you're really your understanding of nutrition and health and wellness and beauty is something that I admire and can learn from as well. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Carla. Thank you for having me on the show. It's been
Oh, you
amazing.
are welcome. And stay tuned for the rest of you. We go live 7 p.m. on Tuesday evenings right here on Around Town TV, Minnesota's lifestyle and business experts. We've been featuring the best kept secrets, businesses, and people since 2003. We are now the Twin Cities' longest airing television community showcase. And I look forward to sharing a lot of exciting things with you in 2020. Tune in next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. live Central Time right here. Until then, thank you again, Janice. And I know you and I will be in touch soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.